is the reflector thing there? Huh. Well, it's always something. It really... Oh, I know why. I know why. Okay, looks like we've got live reporting from... Okay, everything looks like it's coming up. So let's go ahead and do this. And we'll make sure that our social stream is working. And let's activate. Okay. Good. Activate. All right. So we will say test 1. And, oh, let's check the screen. Ah, of course. Of course. Always forget the one thing, but that's okay. Done. And let's do a test 1. And let's see. Why am I not seeing it? Why don't I see? I'm telling you, it's every time. I've got everything in place, and there's just going to be one thing that does not... Oh, I know why. I know exactly why. I always forget that one last piece. The one last piece. All right, so let's say test 1. Let's take a look. Why am I not seeing... Oh, there it is. Wow, that's really weird. It's very small on my screen for some reason. I think I must have shrunk it somehow. That's okay. Okay, so test 1 was good. All right, let's do test 2. We're fine. We're good. All right, so I can go ahead and do that post. It did. Excellent. Close this. And what are we at? We are coming up on 2 minutes, and I'm going to go ahead and kick the thing into gear because we're ready to go for once on time. All right. Yes, we are. Sensational. Okay, so wait for that to finish. And we should see my screen here. Oh, sorry, I didn't turn it sideways. I do have to move my keyboard, but there we go. All right, let's do that. And we'll turn that. And the keyboard, I'm actually going to do... I realized I don't have to... I was moving my keyboard in an area that was... It wasn't bad, really, but it wasn't the best idea to put it where it was. But the nice part is, I don't have to do that. I don't know why I thought I had to do that. So if I just move my iPad a little to the side, and then I can just move the keyboard up on top of the actual computer. I don't know why it took me so long to realize that. And then that way, if I do need to type, I'm not typing sideways the way that I was when I would have the keyboard on the side. I would have to type sideways, which was really dumb. So I at least have been smarter about that. So as you can see, I finished the other zombie image, the last stream, and now I'm moving on to the other one that I had done. I basically had done 2. One where the woman was screaming, this one, and the other where it was just an angry kind of, or irritated zombie, whatever you want to call it. And, hold on, I'm just watching my dog make sure she's not looking at her foot. Hey, what are you looking? Oh, I think okay. Just leave it alone. All right. I'm not actually sure she was looking at her foot, but I don't like to take chances. Oh, I didn't check. Even though this is the one thing, the one that's always reliable is the one you should always check, which is, of course, that Twitch has always been good. Test 3. Yep, it's fine. Okay, I thought so. I figured it would be, but, you know, as I said, the one thing you don't test, that's going to be the thing that doesn't work. So what we're going to do here is this... Oh, that's the... Okay, I know what that is. Let's do a new... Let's do a new layer. This new layer is going to live at the very bottom. I'm going to change this to be a kind of off color. And then I'm going to do a white fill-in on this one. Just because I do like to work without the background taking over everything. So, yeah. Now, there is a small chance that I might have to cut this stream short, only because my wife left a little while ago to go to the gym and her car didn't start. So we luckily have a little, well, it's not little. We have basically a portable jumper battery. It's essentially a car battery that you recharge, and then you can use it to jump your car if you're having a problem. So she took that with her, but I initially had said, why don't you just take my car? Because I knew I wasn't going to need it. But she didn't. So there's the very small chance that she may have to call me in case that thing doesn't work again. At which point I will just bolt right out the door. So I'm just going to warn you now. Not that there's anybody here, but if I have to cut it short, at least on the recording, the later version, you'll know why. Because I really just think she should have taken my car, since I, again, wasn't going to be using it. But she wanted to take hers, I think, because she has all of her radio stuff set, and I think she likes to listen to her radio. So that's fine, but, you know, I was perfectly okay if she wanted to take my car. Because I don't want her to be... I mean, she is literally... The gym is about... If it's 10 minutes, I would be surprised away. So she will not be stuck for long. If you know, and she's there with some of the other trainers, and they all get together and they have kind of their women's trainer rehearsal stuff. Not rehearsal is the wrong word. Training, or what's the... Not rehearsal. Practice. Boy, amazing how hard it is to figure out the word practice. Where they basically go over, because they all teach different days, so they all basically go through all their different stuff, and it's good for them to practice together, so that's what they do. So she will not be stuck really alone. She's there with them. And so if there's really a problem, she won't be. If I really thought she was going to be stuck, then I would have insisted that she take my car and say, no, just take my car, because I don't want you to be stuck there. Even for 10 minutes. I wouldn't want her to be stuck, because now it's getting darker sooner. And don't get me wrong, the gym is probably one of the better places if you're going to be stuck outside in the dark by yourself, because there's always people coming in and out. I mean, the gym is one of those rare places where you really are rarely going to find nobody around. The gym is always packed because people go at all different times. So it's one of the better places, but still, I wouldn't want her to have to wait. But luckily, like I said, it's so close that if she needed me to go, I would be there within 10 minutes. It would not be difficult. And right after she left, I basically just laid out my car keys so that if I have to jump in the car and go quick, I'm ready to go. Because you know what? The one thing I took out of the Boy Scouts, the one thing, always be prepared. So I did just throw my keys where they would be easy to grab and go. Not that they're ever that far out of my sight. But just, you know, on the off chance the necessity arises, I will be ready to move. So if I should suddenly say, oh, I gotta go, and jump off, like I said, there's nobody here right now, so it's okay. But if I were to do that, or if the video, well, I guess I wouldn't post it if I had to leave. I probably wouldn't post the video on YouTube. I'd probably just, you know, not post it at all. But like I said, that would be why. I think it'll probably be okay. Batteries, usually if they're that dead, the way the car reacted, I don't think the battery was actually dead. I think it's dying. I think it's starting to... Mine just did that. Mine literally just did that. Within the last 2 months, I had the same thing where my car was... It never got to a point where it didn't start, but you could tell it was struggling. And so I jump on that stuff. I do not wait until the battery is going to, you know, have a problem. As soon as I notice anything weird, I'm bringing it up and I'm like, nope, let's get a new battery. Let's get a new battery in it. I don't want to mess around with this thing. Let's just, you know, I don't like the idea of being stuck someplace. Even though, fortunately, most of the places that I typically find myself, I could probably realistically walk back home from there. So it could be done, but still, I just don't like the idea of it. So rather than take a chance, I'm of the mindset that the minute something seems off, if you have to replace something, replace it, whatever. Just get it done and over with, and don't mess around. So that's just how I do things. Oh, you know what? I missed some of the hair down here. Let me get this hair cleaned up, because I don't want the hair to overlap down there. So let's just do that. Let's get myself a nice eraser. And let's erase that. There we are. Much better. Nice and clean now. Okay. So let's turn the colors back on. Yep. I don't think that's going to actually be the true final color, but it's fine for now. Actually, now that I think about it, I don't know why I didn't just... Whoops. Yep, I thought I did that. I jumped to the wrong layer. There it is. Oh, whoops, I put a thing there. Okay, there we go. I don't know why I didn't just put the color under everything. Why did I not do that? Why did I leave white spaces in there? Because just because the parts of the hair are dark doesn't mean there's no color. It just means the parts of the hair are dark. Ay, 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 some days you gotta sit there and wonder if you got a brain in your head. At least I do. Because some days, I don't think I do. Turn that off. There we go. Let's go ahead and use the smaller brush for the edges of this stuff. Let's turn off the... let's turn off the pencils. Okay. Now we're working pure, which is good. We're just seeing what we need to see here. See, that's what I mean. That would be... There we go. Here we are. There we are. Just color this stuff in. Because like I said, the edges, hair when it's dark doesn't suddenly become monochrome. It'd be pretty awesome if it did. Well, I wouldn't mind that. Some people probably would. I would not mind my hair somehow going monochrome when it was dark or something like that. I'm a big fan of monochrome, actually. I love black and white. It's one of my favorite color schemes. If you look at a lot of stuff, oh well, I mean, if you were to look at the logo for my channel, which here, let me do this really quick. I'll show it with me. Yeah, there, black and white. It's all black and white. The text on the top, black and white. I mean, I like it. I like monochrome. It's just very direct. I find I admire its directness. It's like you know what you're getting with it. You know what I mean? I like that. It appeals to me. Even though most of this is going to get darkened in. Doesn't matter. We'll color it anyway. Because I will... Like I said, you should have hair color in here. It would not be true black. Although I should... Oh, no, I'll know what it is. I can keep track of it. I can keep track of it. Be careful right here. There we are. I just don't want to go too far in. You know what? No, we're good. We're good. I don't mind that hair coming over the ear a little bit. That's okay. That I'm all right with. I didn't want it to come over the jawline. The jaw would definitely be in front, but ear, yeah, ear would probably get covered a little bit, so that's okay. So that I'm all right with. So we keep going here, and this is where we have to be a little careful because we don't want to go too far in, because we still want to. I mean, we'll have the skin color eventually. So see, you have to have a little bit of a restraint here, or an edge, I should say, a bit of a limit, not restraint really, but you don't want to go into the skin. Yeah. Oh, I think I'm a little too much on that. I thought I saw the edges come out on that one. So we'll keep going, just checking to make sure. Okay. Just making sure it doesn't freeze, because it does. It freezes on me, I know. So I like to try to keep an eye on that, because I don't like the idea of it freezing when you're looking at it. It shouldn't be doing that too often. I don't care if it does it here and there, but I don't want it to be a frequent thing. Okay, that's fine. All right, now we can switch back to the paintbrush, and we'll just color all this in. There we go. See, and we have to be a little bit kind of... Whoa, what is that? What is that? Hold on a minute. Where did that come from? It's like a little... like trapezoid or something. What is that? Whoa, what is that from? Okay, that's got to go, whatever that is. It's a little triangle of some kind, but I don't know what it is. I don't know where it came from. I wonder if I accidentally put a shape on it somehow. That's really weird. Or maybe I erased something and didn't realize that I didn't actually erase as much as I thought I did. That's bizarre. No, it's not there. Is it on one of these layers? Is it? No, that's off. No, no, no. Where is that? Oh, that's what it is. Hey, Faint Waves, how you doing? I'm doing all right. I hope you're doing well, too. God, I don't know how else... I hope you're doing well as well. I don't know how else to say that. I am doing all right. Thank you. And thanks for coming in. Thanks for stopping in. I don't know what that... Oh, no, that can go. We don't need that anymore. Yeah, I'm doing all right. Doing all right. Only problem I really have is that my wife, who is very kind, bought me some gummy bears, and I have a real problem not eating all of them. So that ain't great because, I mean, a couple gummy bears here and there are good, but I don't eat a couple gummy bears. Much like addicts can't just have one of something or, you know, a little of something. If I put my hand in that gummy bear bag, I'm coming out with at least 8 every time, which is not great. I mean, it is great because I really like gummy bears, but it isn't great because I really like gummy bears. So, oh yeah, that's right. This goes into here. I was cutting my stuff off. I was following a line that didn't actually exist. Okay. So, other than that, and that's not really a complaint, that's just a lack of restraint on my part. So I can't really complain about that. Not really. That's my own fault. I could stop myself if I wanted to. Other than that, I'm doing all right. How are you doing? I hope you are all right. Such a strange thing. Well, you don't actually... the one thing about knowing people, or, you know, knowing people's not even the right term for it, but the one thing about being, you know, having acquaintances and friends online is there's the one thing that you just never are going to get the way you get in, you know, meet space or real life. I like meet space better than saying real life. It's as if life online is fake, which it isn't. So I always like meet space. Is you don't have, virtually, you don't have the same sense of people the way you would. So there's things you can pick up on with people, even if you don't know them all that well. You can pick up on things right away and know whether somebody's all right or not. When it comes to online, you just have to depend on what they tell you. And some people, they're going to keep a lot of stuff inside. So it's the only bad part about it. There's lots of great... I'm going to be doing a show on Saturday. This is going to be one of... I'm going to get a sip of water really quick. This will actually be one of the more intimidating shows for me because the individual I'm going to be talking to is an extremely smart person who has testified in front of Congress. I think I teased that in the last full show. And yeah, that's a first for me. I mean, I've done interviews where I was a little bit nervous, in particular the one with the head at the time of Adobe's typography department, because they had a PR person on. So I understood that that was kind of Adobe the company being over the shoulder. So that was a little nerve-wracking, I must admit, because that was the first time I ever had a publicist sitting in. So, you know, I kind of knew that there was going to be a... what's the right term for it? There's a difference when in that situation. I didn't feel quite as free to do what I normally do in that particular scenario. So I'm not really complaining. You know, the guy was very nice. It was still a great talk. And they asked me, and I said, yeah, sure. Cause I didn't know if they were going to say, okay, you can't do it if they weren't there. So it's not really a complaint. But I definitely had a different type of nerves for that, because I'm just like, okay, there's a second person listening to everything. And, you know, don't trip up and say something that's going to make them say, all right, we're terminating this now. I didn't think I would. I really didn't, because I try not to be a dirtbag. So I was not really thinking I would say something that stupid, but I don't know. That's easy for me to say right now in the moment. Who knows what I would have said or might have said. So this one is going to be interesting. I think it's going to be good, but I know already that I will have some degree of nerves for a little bit. I just know it. I can just tell. I can just tell within myself that that's going to happen. I don't foresee it being a big deal. I've interacted with this individual here and there. I've seen them. They do shows weekly that I've watched, so I understand the basic rhythm, and it's not a total unknown. that would be a lot different if I went into somebody who I didn't even know what they were like in a podcast situation, but that's not the case here. So I'm not that nervous. Also, this person is a fellow New Yorker, so at the very least, there's going to be a commonality there. There's always a bit of a. I mean, don't get me wrong. That could be just as much a negative as a positive. I mean, it's not like New Yorkers have reputations for being very friendly. So I imagine there's the potential for some cantankerous back and forths, but I think they will be good-natured. I really hope so, because in general, I get the sense this person is not a scumbag, and I certainly don't think I'm that bad of a person. I don't think I'm necessarily a good person, but I don't think I'm a terrible person. So I'm really looking forward to anytime I do an interview of this type, where it's with somebody with high degree of intelligence, and this person's written books on like the internet and free speech and stuff like that. Although not a free speech absolutist, like some people who own websites that used to be really good and use that term even though they clearly don't really believe in it or know what it means necessarily. It's not that type of person. Much more level-headed individual. So that gives me a degree of comfort there, where I'm like, okay, no, this isn't a lunatic. I'm not going to be talking to a nut. This is not going to be that. I do try to be somewhat careful and get a sense of people before I interview them or bring them on, because I don't ever want to end up in a situation where I bring somebody on and then realize, oh no, this person is a lunatic. If anything, I'm more concerned that they're going to think that about me. And that's fine, because they can bail and it won't bother me, but I don't want to be stuck with somebody that I'm sitting there going, oh boy, did I make a tremendous mistake. Hasn't happened yet. I've been pretty careful, do just enough research on stuff and make sure that I'm not going to get somebody who's completely out of their mind. So I've been lucky so far. But like I said, yeah, this will be I'm hoping for it to be a good conversation. We'll see. I think it will. I really do think it will. But yeah, I can't pretend there isn't a certain degree of nerves. Wait a minute, why am I not? No, I'm in the wrong thing. I'm clearly on the wrong, yep, I'm on the wrong layer. I could tell, because I should have been seeing more stuff than that. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see, should be fun. There, that's better, I think. That looks a little more natural to me. Although I may just go crazy and change the color on this at some point. But for now, we're gonna leave it a realistic color. We'll lay in things. Now this one, I think I'm going to go with like a green skin on this one. I didn't on the other one. On the other one, I went with this purple skin. And I think that worked with that really bold red hair. On this one, I think I'm going to go with kind of the more traditional green zombie skin. But let's do the bone lines first. Make sure we're in the black. Make sure we've got our ink pen, which is the correct size. Now we're going to find the bone lines, which are, I started doing them in different layers here too. Let's go ahead and merge these down and merge this down and check and make sure I didn't just do that stupid. Oh, look at that. Of course I realized that right after I did it that I made a mistake. Oh, good. Made a mistake in a way that's easy to fix. Whoop, done. Just check all the other stuff before I realize, 2 streams from now that I screwed up. No, I'm okay. I'm good on the rest. That's fine. Okay. So, I do have to get that other one put up on Threadless so that people could buy it for a shirt for Halloween if they want. I will probably do that, to be honest. I have no compunction. I have no... Is it compunction? No. I have no... What is the word? What is the word I'm searching for? I'll just say I have no issues buying my own stuff on my shirts. I don't care. Some people I think are kind of like, oh, I don't, buying my own work. Blah, blah, blah. I have none of that. I have no issues with that. It doesn't bother me at all. If I'm the only one who ever buys my work, hey, whatever. I actually kind of like the fact that I don't hate my own work. Sometimes. I'm getting better about that. I have to say, I really am getting better than I used to be, where I can look at my work and there's certain things where I can be like, yeah, that works. Like these bone lines. I like these bone lines. I don't really know why I started. I don't remember when I first did them. Because I didn't used to do that. With bone, I used to just do normal shading on it. I didn't do anything like this with it. But now I do. And I like them. I like these lines. I think because they're sort of just a stylistic thing. It doesn't have any basis in reality. You know, these aren't supposed to be like, in other words, these aren't supposed to represent the fact that these bones are actually, that the bones of this figure are actually etched. That is not at all what's intended. I just like the look of them. They just add a texture to things. And that by itself is enough. So, oops, I'm going to do this way. Let's do this going up this way. I think it'll be easier. Yes, it is. Today was probably, I think I got the most packages in the mail today that I've gotten in quite a while. I don't know why everything got sent separately. Well, actually, I do know why. I shouldn't say that. I've been trying not to buy stuff off Amazon. Hey, Timber Dragon, how you doing? Welcome. Happy Thursday? Yes, Thursday. So I've been trying not to buy stuff from Amazon as much anymore because I don't really like Amazon as a company. I recognize there are things that unfortunately are just almost impossible to get anywhere else. For example, I've been getting, I think I'm probably done, but I got 2 or 3, what are they called? 2 or 3 of, I didn't freeze, right? No, I didn't. Of these backdrops for the video shows I'm going to start doing, or I have been doing. Because there's just, you know, I don't like using the software that replaces the background for you, even though it's really good at it. I just don't like it. I don't like, because you can always tell. There's always edges to people. So I decided, okay, well, I got a decent camera for it, and I got these backdrops, these big fabric backdrops. They're, I want to say 8 by 6 feet. And I tried the first one out for the show that'll be out on Friday, and it worked fairly well. I was actually pretty happy with it. It's blurred out because I can't have the focus kind of front shifted, or whatever the technical term for photographers would be, which I don't know because I'm not a photographer. I barely know how to take photos. But whatever that is, shallow depth of field, whatever. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, chroma key. And welcome, Chill Mode. Thank you for stopping in. Yeah, 3 people. Yeah, I mean, okay, I should say, if you know how to do it properly, it can be very good. But you really have to. I tried it a couple times. I did. You know what's weird? Why did the thing stop? Why is it not displaying? Are you seeing it? Because I'm not seeing it. It was working. I saw it earlier. I don't know why I'm not seeing it now. Huh. That's very strange. It was working earlier. So hold on. Let me just look. Because I know it's... I can see it on the thing, but it's not showing up on the screen. Are you seeing it? It was there earlier. I saw it. I tested this thing. And it was there. Hold on. Test 4. Oh, yeah. Oh. Well, that's weird. It showed the... Oh, did I move it? Hold on. Did I move it? I know why. It's my fault. My fault. Hold on. Let me... Oh. Well, no, but if that showed, that's really weird. Oh, hey, well, welcome. Yeah, DF's great. I love those guys. I got to get... I've been talking to John Lindemann. I know he's on vacation. Hold on, I'm just going to refresh these things, because this thing should be... Oh, wait a minute. I know why. Oh, no, it's there. It's there. No, that should be showing up. Hold on, let me just do a test. Yeah, DF... Okay. Yeah, that's weird, Timber. I don't know why your stuff isn't showing up. Hold on, I'm just testing things to make sure, because that's really strange. Hold on, let me just check. Because this has worked before. I don't know why it's suddenly not working. Yeah, DF's great. I've been a supporter of their retro thing since pretty much almost since it launched, I think. I don't know if I was actually in the first wave of people, but I was not far after if I wasn't in the first wave. Let me just check this. Yeah, okay, there's the thing. I see it. Let me just make sure. Let me do another test from here. Test 3. Let me just see here, because that's really strange. Well, thanks, Timber. I don't know why it's not showing your stuff. That's really weird. Huh. And you know, now that chill mode, I don't think I saw your thing in there either. That's really bizarre. Why is it not showing? Why is it only showing my stuff? It shouldn't be. It should be showing everything. Yeah, there it is. Because I see... Oh, that's weird. Wait a minute. Oh, well, that's interesting. So... Chill mode. Which YouTube channel are you doing this? Which one are you on? Are you on the Ozone Nightmare channel or the Ozone Art Foundry channel? I'm just curious because it shows YouTube, so I just want to make sure this is working because it's weird that it's showing my stuff and not anybody else's. That doesn't make any sense. Because I know this was working. I know it was. I saw everything. Bizarre. Yeah. Well, wait. You know what? No, it didn't. It didn't show the Twitch thing. Hold on. I just noticed that. So if I... Well, let me just check. This is the Twitch stream. Test 5. Hold on. Oh, no, there it is. No, it is there. So I don't know. That doesn't make any sense. I don't know. This was... Huh. I don't know why it would only show my stuff. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I don't get that. Art Foundry. Oh, yeah, that's weird. It's not showing... Okay, hold on. Oh, it's always something. Let me refresh that particular page. And shrink this. And I think I got it. Do me a favor, chill mode. Type one more thing. Anything. The word test, a letter, anything. I think I want to see if it comes up. This is there's this very strange thing with YouTube specifically where if you don't have the live chat selected in the app, it doesn't show what people type. But I thought I remembered to toggle that. For whatever reason, if it's got top chat, which I honestly... I wish I could... I got to see if there's a way to default that to live. I'm never going to want top chat. I just make it live. I like chronological. I like to see the oldest and newest messages. Very simple. Perfect. Fixed. Excellent. Thank you. All right. That's what it was. Thank you. I don't know why that... I could swear I toggled that, but you know what? I'll blame myself. I probably did something wrong. Like I said, I don't know why YouTube has it that way, but that's a second thing. Anyway, yeah, DF's great, but I have to I gotta touch base with John again because I want to bring him back on. It's been like 4 years. It's funny. I don't think about how much time has gone by because I talked to him. I think a couple of times I had him on. I want to say, but the last time was a number of years ago now, and I do want to kind of catch up with him and talk to him. I tell you what, it isn't. It's really not that easy. It's, you know, the process to get this going, because what I'm trying to do, and I know people, I've seen setups where they're streaming to 6 or 7 different sources at once. I mean, don't get me wrong, they've got expensive setups, but I'm just sitting here going, the amount, and they always have, and these are professional places. Like these are outfits where they've got a technical director and, you know, like technical people. It's just me. And this is me just trying to get 3 working. So when somebody had said, oh, you should stream on TikTok too. I think I got to know. I'm like, I'm not putting a 4th thing into this. You know how amazing it is. I can get 3 working. TikTok, forget it. No way, I'm not doing that. So yeah, this is the thing. This stuff is a lot of work. I don't know that people have the proper appreciation for how much work streaming is. Forget the fact that you have to be entertaining for whatever amount of time, which that's, by the way, one of the reasons I only stream for an hour is because I know after an hour, at least in this type of setup, I'm going to not be interesting anymore. So, and I can't draw for that long. So the drawing is the really interesting thing. It's not going to be me just yammering in the background. So, oh, I got to fix that line. That line is out of bounds. You are out of bounds, sir. That should not be there. Hold on. I got to fix that. Oh, I know what that is. You know what? Hold on, I'm not going to use this. This is gone. I've made that decision already. Oh, I have to figure out. That's one thing I meant to look in social stream is if it can make a noise. Because the one thing is, I don't want to miss. Is there a way to have a sound play? Beep when there is a new message. Okay. Well, it's not going to... I don't know how loud that beep is going to be either. So maybe I'll make the beep... Maybe I'll reduce the beep sound by 30%. I'm not going to do it for this one because I think whenever I update something, it reloads the whole thing. And I don't feel like fighting with this thing anymore tonight. Because it's kind of a... Where is this? What is this? What is that? Oh, that's the line. I know what that is. So yeah, there's a lot of work in this. I think a lot of people just think, oh, you just hit a button and start talking. Okay, you do not just hit a button and start talking. Believe me, I've hit. I mean, to start this thing out, the amount of stuff I have to do in terms of posting the links to it, activating it, getting the social stream thing set up so that we have a unified chat window that people can see. I mean, like I said, whenever I hear people say, oh, streamers, they're not really doing anything, I'm sitting here going, all right, man, let me tell you something. It is not nearly as simple as you think it is. I'm not saying it's hard work like construction worker work. I'm not saying it's manual labor, but it is not nothing. It is not effortless to stream. Now, some people might do it in a way that is low effort. That's possible, but I would even wonder if those people are doing it as low effort as it appears, because whew, if all you're doing is streaming to one source, maybe, and you have, you know, there may be situations where it's easier than what I'm running into, but man, it ain't easy, is all I'm saying. So I really never even thought I would be doing streams like this. I never envisioned myself doing live streams. It was not something I ever thought about. And then somebody had said, oh, you know, it'd be fun if you could, I think it was my co-host had said, oh, you know, it'd be fun if you, I'd like my kids to see, you know, you drawing and kind of follow along. And I'm like, okay, I can do that. And I think he barely ever shows up either, which is kind of funny. Where it's like, well, I started doing this for you, man. But whatever, that's fine. That's fine. I don't really care. Because now other people show up, so that's okay. But it was, I mean, it was not something... Over the last, I would say, oh, I don't know, year, a lot of things I said, oh, I'll never do that. I've realized, oh no, I'm going to end up trying them at least. Like doing actual video podcasts where I'm on the video, which was not something I ever really wanted to do. I'm still not exactly thrilled with it because I just don't, I don't know. I don't think of myself as somebody who's on camera. But I recognize that when I'm doing a 2 or 3 hour show that it can be boring to not see anything. So I sort of recognize the appeal for some people. And now that I have a half decent setup, that was the other thing, is I really didn't have a setup for it. But that's where the chroma key thing. I actually have a big blue screen. I got one of those, Razer makes a blue screen. I can tell you right now, I'm probably never going to use it. I tried it a couple times. It was fine, but you have to have so much light. You have to have that lighting so well done. Otherwise, it does not look good. It just doesn't. And that's the problem is, you know, lighting something like that. Good lights are not cheap. They're not. They're not cheap. So if you want good lights, you're going to pay some money. That's one. Which... I wouldn't necessarily even, you could build it up over time, so it's not like you have to buy all the lights at once. So the expense thing, I could probably see my way past. I could say, okay, yeah, if I'm going to be doing this a lot, then it pays to have good stuff. But the other side of it, at least for me personally, is all those lights generate heat. Even the LED ones, you are going to start to feel that heat pretty quickly. And honestly, I hate heat. I hate it. I hate it. I could live in the Arctic so easily. If it gets over 65 degrees, I notice it. And so that was the other end of it, as I'm sitting here reading all these reviews. And one of the things that people kept pointing out is, okay, everybody thinks that just because these are LEDs, they're not going to have any heat. Now, don't get me wrong. They don't have as much heat as the older lights. The older lights got hot instantly. But the reality is, if you're near a lot of light naturally will generate heat, and especially the amount of lights I would need to be able to properly light this screen, I would notice it. And honestly, that kind of killed it for me. I just realized, oh wow, this is going to be a lot of work. So just buying these, I think it's $20 fabric backdrops, and then just having the focus be tighter on me so that you don't see the background as much. That worked. That worked, and it doesn't generate any heat. You don't even really have to light those backdrops. The heat of whatever lights you've got in front of you will do the job for you. And that's what it did. Oh, man, Florida. Oh, ho, ho, ho. I used to go to Florida a lot when I was younger. When I lived back in New York, my parents would take us to Florida. Well, I should say me. My sister wasn't. I know my sister did go with us to Disney a bunch of times, but I think she was really young. I don't know if she'd even remember most of it. But I remember going down there a lot. And I got to tell you, yeah, was not a fan of the heat. And the humidity, too. I'll tell you, that's something I will give California credit. We do have a lot of heat here, but not generally, usually, you don't have to worry about humidity. It's really not a factor down here, though certainly not the way it is in Florida. Oh, boy. Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't miss that. And New York, too. I shouldn't say it like New York doesn't have humidity. It does. But, yes, Florida is not great for humidity or heat. But that is what makes it worse. AC crank 24/7 and try and game at night. Yeah, well, that's, yeah. I'll say this. I had never until 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I finally I had to get a new machine because my old machine was really starting to. It was not only was it running things badly, my Windows machine, my desktop, but it also was loud because it was a pretty strong machine. And so I had, I think, 6 fans in it, and not small fans, big fans. And so that thing sounded loud. And I finally got to a point where I said, you know what? I'm not going to build my next computer. I'd always built my computers before that, and I enjoyed doing it, but it took a while. The way I would build my computers is I would do it over, say, 6 to 8 months or so, where I would get all the components together, and then I would spend a couple days putting it together, and the reality is I just didn't feel like doing it. I just didn't feel like doing it. It didn't seem as fun to me to do this last time as it had been before. I think I'm at the point in my life, because I'm older now, that I think I just want the thing to show up, put them together by professionals, and not have to worry about, oh, I accidentally shocked the motherboard and now I have to go and buy a new one and I just fried the system. Or, oh, you know what, the system drive I bought has got some kind of problem and I'm not going to realize it till 2 months in, and the drive's going to start having errors and fail. And that, once I got to that point, I was like, well, I've never had a liquid-cooled machine before. Why not? And so I had a machine from a company called Main Gear put together. Because I got lucky, I had some money that had come in from doing the Magic cards. So I was able to actually buy a good machine and not worry I mean, don't get me wrong. I couldn't spend infinite money. It wasn't paying that much, but it was a lot different than every other time in the past where I'd looked at a custom built machine and been like, yeah, I can't compare that. It's way too much money. And this liquid cooled machine, you can't even tell the thing's on. It's so quiet. You hear nothing. The comparison to my last machine is unbelievable. Honestly, in the difference in noise. It's just incredible. But that other machine also put out a ton of heat. But even this one, if I'm playing the right game and the fans crank up, oh man, that some heat comes out of that. So that's the other end of that too, is you know, gaming machines, depending on what you're playing, they're going to put out some heat. So even whatever other heat there is, then you got to add to it from that. It's crazy. I mean, it's just how it is, but it is crazy. Let's do, because where are we at? We're at 45 minutes. I'm aiming for about an hour for this stream. Let's go ahead and let's put some skin tone in here. Let's go with a green. Let's go with a nice sickly kind of green. Something like that. I may change that later, but that's what I'm going to use as my base. Just see what it looks like. And I don't even know if it's going to stay this green. Actually, I got to make sure this is under... It is. Okay. I want to make sure it was under the hair color so that if I overlapped, the hair color would win. So this is just kind of a very standard zombie green or Hulk green or whatever. Yeah, no, that's okay. Oh, you know what? Okay. No, I gotta make sure I don't go too far in here, and I'll explain why in a second. This space right here is actually empty space, so that's either going to be a darker color or like a dark red or something, because that's supposed to be a gap between the bone and the skin. That's not bone, and it's not the outer skin, it's an inner skin. So is that, oh good, that's behind that. Oh, that makes this really easy. So let's go ahead and just paint this in. Yeah, that's the tough part, is a good gaming machine. Oh, I shouldn't even say gaming machine. Any powerful PC. And I don't think a lot of people think about this until they have one. That thing's going to put out some heat. And if it's all fan-based, it's going to get loud. So I think people don't really take that into consideration sometimes when they get these machines and of course, it's going to eat power. So your power bill is going to go up if you never had a good machine before. Again, I don't know that people really think about that when they're like, they just, oh, I want to be able to play the latest games. Okay, you can, absolutely you can, but the thing, there are trade-offs. As with so many things in life, when you want to do something and that something is going to take a little bit of effort, there's going to be a cost to it, and that's with gaming machines, that's very true. But I do really like. I just always was I was always nervous about liquid cooled, especially if I had built it. That was always my thing, as well. If I'm building the machine, I don't trust myself to make a liquid cooled machine that's not going to break and then suddenly soak the inside of the machine and then destroy it. So that was kind of my other thing. Oh, did I not? Wait, what did I do here? Did I not put the hair color there? Hold on, let me turn this off. It doesn't look like I did. Oh, I didn't. Okay, let me finish that then. I did not keep going with this, which I should have. Should have gone all the way down to there, and out to here, and out to here. Jeez, I really missed some stuff. So, yeah. Like I said, it's an easy thing. Hey, Furcorn. Welcome to the stream. How you doing? I'm just sitting here talking about the fact that powerful computers generate a lot of heat, which is, you know, kind of Captain Obvious material for most people, but I was just kind of talking about it for a little bit. Nothing of any importance here, but welcome. I'm just filling in some gaps now that I see them. Oh yeah, I definitely missed some spots here. Yeah, right. Which, yes, I don't know that I could last in Florida. Too much heat. Too much heat for me. I think that would do me in pretty quick. Because as it is, I mean, California has a lot of heat too. So we do have multiple 100+ days. Good, that's great. I am very glad to hear that you're doing well. That is great. Okay. All right. So let's let me add this in here. Okay. Let's just go right around the ear just to make sure we've got everything accounted for. Go up right in there. And I think. All right. That should cover that, so we can turn the black layer back on. Okay. I may actually try coming in here with the eraser with that hair and see what that looks like, but let's one step at a time. One step at a time. Okay, let's go back to green. And let's keep going, because I think once I get all the skin in the green, I'll probably be pretty close to being ready to call it for the stream. How did that get above? Oh, because I'm on the wrong layer. Whoops. That is not the first time I've done that, but I'm glad only because it was over the bone. Oh, I'm in North. And yes, sure. You can tell me why your name starts with Furcorn. Why not? And chill, I'm in the Northern California. If I was in Southern California, depending on where I was, a lot of Southern California doesn't get that bad unless you're getting towards the desert area, like the Bakersfield type of stuff. I did it again. I'm still on the wrong layer. There we go. So, no, Northern California. Which is very nice in many ways. I mean, there's a lot of beautiful, not far from the sequoias, and like Monterey and Santa Cruz and all that stuff is here. It's all beautiful. It just can get very warm. So, it's because there's an app called My Monsters. Oh, I don't know that one. But that's not really a surprise because I'm not young. So a lot of the new stuff is completely past me. I'm too old. Get older faster in these days, I feel like, than when I was younger. Wow, these days. That makes me sound like I'm 80. I'll tell you, these days, boy, oh boy. It happens so quickly. You don't even realize it. And you sound like you're 20 years older than you are. Oh, I saw it. Hold on. Screen just jumped out. That happens occasionally. Actually, it's been pretty good this stream, I have to say. This has been pretty stable. I usually have it locking up more than this. So, let's see. Did it not come back? Weird. Why didn't it come back? It's back on. Hold on. It's back on the other thing. Huh. That's got it. All right, hold on. I'll get it. Hey, there we go. Just had to click something. Perfect. So is my slinging monsters. Singing monsters. My singing monsters. Like I said, haven't heard of it, but that's not a surprise. I mean, there's so many apps for so many things now, too. There's no way that I could possibly know what they all are. I mean, there's an app for everything now. Which is good, because I'm old enough to remember when there wasn't even an app store. I remember pre-iPhone days, which tells you how old I am. Pretty old. So I remember when there was no iPhone, when everything was Palm. So, yeah, I remember the App Store launching, and it was pretty obvious when that... Wow, of course I did it on the wrong layer again. Wrong layer. Come on, come back. Did I miss... Oh, yeah, I did. I missed that little area right down here. Yeah, when the App Store launched, that was something. Because, I mean, everybody kind of knew. Hey, thanks, Chill Mode. I appreciate you stopping by. Thank you very much. Thank you for stopping by and hanging out for a bit. I appreciate it. Yeah, hope to see you back here at some point. But again, thank you very much for stopping by at all. And I'll probably see you in, what do you call it? The DF Discord here or there. Well, Furcorn, I'm sure all that stuff makes sense to somebody who's far younger than me. But it doesn't to me. I don't know what it is. Oh, I can do that really quick. Hold on. But like I said, that's okay. Does not matter whether I know what it is or not. That's certainly not that big a deal. Let me switch back to the ink brush. Whoops. Give me the right color. There we go. I'll have to do the lighter and darker skin as well, but that can wait. that can wait because we're coming up on an hour now. An Android app in PC. Okay. Yeah, that's another thing. There was a point where you wouldn't even think that an Android app or that any of these apps that ran on different machines could possibly run on all of them. I mean, the idea that you could have an app that ran on Mac and Apple in it, like that they would run all universally. Oh man, that was not the case early on. Early on, you developed for one thing, and that was it. So if you were a PC developer, that's all you were doing was developing for Windows. You were not doing stuff for the Mac. You wouldn't even think to do it. It just wouldn't even be an option that anybody would think of. And now you're kind of expected to develop for every platform there is. That's kind of the ideal thing, is to be able to meet people where they are. I think it's great. It should be that way. You should be able, if you like an app, you should be able to run it anywhere. Cheap viewers. I don't want cheap viewers. Hold on. Can I ban that person? Yeah. Let's go ahead and see here. How do I ban this person? Because that I don't have any interest in. Bam! Done. I don't care. I'm not buying viewers. Just not. So, not interested. All right, let's see here. Okay, so there, I think I got the skin done. Yep. So you know what? I think this is where I'm going to bring the stream to a close. I want to take a look at one quick thing before I do that. Oh, you know what? That's a better. Yeah, that's better. That I like. I like that green better. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Well, this is a good place to bring this stream to a close for this evening. So thank you everybody who stopped by. I like the fact that I'm seeing new people. I like that, that I like seeing the old people too, but it doesn't let you know there's a whole bunch of Orleans. I'm just going to tell you when your first one out is going to be planned on landing my singing monsters. Okay. Well, like I said, thank you everybody for stopping by. Let me go ahead and do that. There we go. And yeah, so I will plan to be back next week as usual. And we'll keep working on the zombie because that's going to be, since we're coming into Halloween, we're getting close to October. I'd like to get that one done and maybe do one more Halloween themed. Yeah, one more Halloween themed image if I can get it done. We'll see. We'll see what comes up. But that would be my plan because why not? I like doing Halloween stuff. So some kind of other creature or monster or whatever it is. So yeah, thank you for coming by and hanging out for a bit. And I post all of these onto the YouTube channel too, so if you miss it here, if you go to the Ozone Art Foundry YouTube channel, all the past ones of all the stuff I've done before, including time-lapse and other streams, it's all there. So you can go watch them after the fact, because I've done other images for a while. So, Furcorn, have a wonderful evening or afternoon, whatever it is, time zone where you are. And thank you everybody for coming by. Go watch somebody else draw. Go be creative yourself. Go do something creative. It's good for you. It's good for your mind, your body, and your soul. Creativity is great. So try to get as much of it as you can. And on that note, again, thank you everybody for coming by. And until the next stream, take care.